Another week of great Raging Moderates content coming your way. We'll be on YouTube a lot. Obviously, we have the regular Wednesday, Friday pod. I just had a great conversation with Harry Sisson, the Gen Z face that Donald Trump's AI video, put the sludge on, the poop. It was definitely poop. Please subscribe to the Raging Moderates channel. We hope that you'll stick around and be part of the community. And now here's my conversation with Harry. Welcome to Raging Moderates. I'm Jessica Tarlov, and my guest today is TikTok star Harry Sisson. Harry, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
No, I'm excited. Obviously, I've seen you around on these internet streets, but it's great to have you, especially in light of your new AI video fame, which we're going to talk about. So background, obviously, it was No Kings Day on Saturday. Millions took to the streets to protest, rejecting what they see as Donald Trump's growing authoritarian streak. The president's response, mockery, which is usually the case, but this is a little different. He posted an AI-generated video of himself flying a fighter jet labeled King Trump. He had a crown, dumping, this says, they want me to say sludge, but it's shit. Dumping shit on protesters and specifically targeting you. We are going to play the clip, but not with the music because Kenny Loggins is mad that they used it, which I totally understand. Let's take a look. So how did you see it for the first time and what did you think right away?
Yeah, it was No King's Day when he posted it. And so I was home after the long day, after being at the protest, talking to so many people, and I was watching college football. I was watching, I think it was like Alabama, Tennessee at the time, and a friend sent me the video, and it's just a link to Trump's Truth Social page. And they said, I think this is you in the president's video. And without even clicking on the link, I was looking at it. I was like, no way. I mean, like, look, we know Trump is weird. He's crazy. He posts this crap all the time, but he's not going after a 23-year-old, right? And then I click on it and I'm just in disbelief. Like my jaw is just open. I'm like, it took me a couple times after watching it to process what I'd just seen because it's just like pure AI slop and it's from the president of the United States. But I think the emotion can just be summarized as just like disbelief.
Yeah, I totally get that. I have not had an AI video generated of me in such a way, but whenever the president posts about me, I read it multiple times because you think this can't be real. Like he has to have better things to do.
He's come after you quite a bit, actually. I think I've covered every single
sludge on me. I have no poop video, but it is, it's such an encapsulation of what this administration is. And I'm not saying that there isn't room for a bit of fun and people do want to connect with their leaders and feel like you could have a beer with them. I know Trump doesn't drink, but you get the point. But this is directly targeting a prominent American citizen. Like you have enough of a profile that Donald Trump wanted to make you the face of the sludge video or whoever. I don't know. Do we know who made the video?
I don't know. I don't know where it came from.
Does it make you feel vulnerable that you were the face of this, or it just seems like a gross joke?
No, I don't. It doesn't intimidate me, make me nervous, make me feel vulnerable at all. And honestly, I'm not really concerned that he attacked me. I'm not like Trump's petty attacks, whether it be toward me or somebody else, isn't my concern. My concern here is, I think, the broader story, which is, I think through this video, he's clearly displaying how he actually feels about dissent and peaceful protest. And, in that video, he wasn't just going after me. I happened to be the face of whatever he was doing, but there were millions of Americans he was targeting. There were Americans in Times Square. He literally shit on the American flag in that video. And so, it to me is reflecting his authoritarian tendencies and him attacking me, whatever. That's just him. That's him being him. But I'm more concerned for the American people as I watch some crap like that.
Yeah, I totally get that. I was in Times Square on No King's Day looking at that. And, I think they were frustrated that it didn't end up being the Hate America Antifa. Is it Antifa or Antifa? I feel like I should know better since I have to talk about it every day on Fox. But, it didn't live up to their expectations. And so they had to find another route towards it. But you're so right to focus on the broader message of this. And I think it coming on the heels of Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, saying that the Democratic Party is, made up of Hamas sympathizers and illegal aliens. And, I thought that we were the ones that used that kind of language. And I guess my question to you is, like, now that this is being exposed so clearly, right? Like the rhetoric angle, this video, kind of what he thinks about people that are actually upholding the Constitution. Do you think that there will be a big shift within the American public about this? Like, will even hardened Trump supporters start to see that this is who he really is, or we're going to be in the same feedback loop?
Well, I think that's honestly why he kind of went on the tangent he did over the weekend, and why I think he's like spiraling still. I think he's running scared. I think he's looking at his approval numbers go down. In some polls, I think it was the Associated Press, I'm not 100% sure. I think he's at a record low now. And when he sees millions of Americans in the streets for no kings, that's intimidating. I mean, I was in the Manhattan as well. And I had people come up to me who were Republicans, and they were saying, I'm just, I voted for this and now I'm getting this and I'm just fed up with it. And I think that show really got to Trump. And so, instead of responding to the, requests or demands from these millions of Americans, people he's meant to be representing, he decides to mock them instead. And I think that's so classic Trump, but his behavior to me just spells panic. And I think that's even like bleeding into his supporter base, and some people are kind of moving away. At least that's just, anecdotal experience on my end.
Yeah, I've definitely heard those stories too. And the numbers are certainly reflective of that trend. I just feel like I've seen this movie before.
Yeah.
That we think that something will change, and then it's the same as it ever was when it comes to Trump. I wanted to talk to you as well about, what's going on with young people right now, because obviously there was a huge shift in the 2024 election, especially among men in your demographic. You're 23 years old, going out for Trump, and our party has been doing a lot of self-reflection on how we can better connect, what kind of policies we should have to get back those voters and bring more people into our tent. What do you think the state of play is right now? Is the party doing a good job of making ourselves over, or whatever the right term is for it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really important question, given, of course, 2024. I think the biggest force right now pushing young men away from Trump is Trump, right? Like, he got in here and he promised that he was going to reignite the American dream, make all these young folks have the ability to buy a house, have their income go up. These kitchen table issues that have been affecting young people in a significant way. And so far, he has not done that. Instead, using this story as an example, he's posting AI slop on social media. And again, anecdotally, this doesn't represent everybody, but I've had people I know voted for Trump or were at least more conservative in 2024 reach out to me and saying, like, yeah, I kind of regret it now. Like, I made a mistake. I got wrapped up in the promises and the bravado that he portrays. And now I'm feeling a little bit differently. And if I could have done it differently, I would have. And that's just my experience. If you look at the data, as well as you mentioned, like, a lot of young people are moving away from him simply because of these broken promises. And I think the truth of American politics is, once people really get to know Donald Trump and see Donald Trump, the swing voters, or the people who don't really follow politics all that much, find out that they actually hate him. I think you're seeing that right now.
Do you think that the Democratic Party has been doing a decent job of becoming cooler, for lack of a better term? Because, the difference between like going to an Elizabeth Warren rally or going to a UFC fight was basically what was on offer to people, or that's what they felt about it. So are you seeing that shift?
Like, yes and no. I think yes, in the sense of someone like Zohran Mamdani. I'm like a kind of Joe Biden liberal, so I obviously have my disagreements with Mamdani on policy, but he has made it cool to support him. You know what I mean? Like, there's like a culture behind Mamdani and his social media strategy and whatnot. And I think that's impressive, whether I fully agree with him on his policy or not. But on the other hand, and I say this with love and admiration, but Chuck Schumer is just never really going to be cool. And I like Chuck Schumer. I think Chuck Schumer's had a great career, but he's just never going to be cool, just to put it mildly. I don't have to, you get what I mean. I don't have to say anymore, but that's just, I think, the reality.
He doesn't have, like, there are cool grandpas, but he doesn't have that energy. He had that one good video, for sure.
Yeah, totally.
I Yes. Chuck Schumer is
Yeah.
not going to be the cool.
I don't think so. Not anytime soon. I don't think Chuck Schumer's going to a UFC fight and getting an applause anytime soon. That's just my hunch.
No, I don't think so. But you can go to Zabar's with Chuck Schumer, and that's also fun.
Theoretically, yeah, exactly.
As a New York City Jew, I say that. Who do you like? Thinking ahead to 2028, who's inspiring? Who do you feel like can kind of take the fight to the Republicans?
I mean, I think there's a lot of great candidates right now. I hope we have a robust primary and people can kind of duke it out. But I've made it clear on social media, I'm a big fan of Gavin Newsom. He's kind of the real first guy to stand up and treat Trump in the way that he treats us, kind of bullying Donald Trump. And if Trump's going to be a bully, I have no problem with bullying him back. I love J.B. Pritzker as well, who I'd kind of put in that category. I love Wes Moore, even though he says he's not going to run for president.
It feels like, you could always take that back.
Right, exactly. Before he ran for governor, he said he'd never run for office. I'm just putting that out there. But I love Josh Shapiro as well, governor from Pennsylvania, Gretchen Whitmer. I mean, Pete Buttigieg, the list goes on. There's really a lot of amazing candidates. And, hopefully the Democrat wins, and whoever that person is, they'll have a great cabinet with a deep bench to prepare people for the future. So it's weird to say, but in the times of Trump, I'm actually somewhat optimistic about our future. Cautiously, though,
I love that. That's good to hear, especially from someone in your demo, because you don't get that often, and people are down about the economy and the state of the world. So a bit of optimism is excellent. Harry, it was so great to have you. Come back again soon.
Have me back anytime. I'll be here.
Great.